This is Jordan Chactal, National Security Correspondent for Breitbart News. I'm here with David Braugh, the Executive Director of Christians United for Israel, the largest pro-Israel group in the United States. I just wanted to ask you, Mr. Braugh, what do you think of this turnout?
I think it's fantastic to see, and I'm not surprised by it. People across the country are disappointed, and more than that, they're outraged by this deal. They're looking for a way to speak out for security, for common sense. This was an opportunity, and it was perfectly timed.
So what do you think about the Iran deal that was agreed upon just a couple weeks ago between the Obama administration, world powers, and the Iranian regime? What is your organization's, where do they stand on it?
Before we knew what the deal would look like, we set out 6 minimum requirements that a deal would need in order to actually improve our security. Not one of the 6 was met. Even the idea of ending the arms embargo, an arms embargo imposed upon Iran not because of their nuclear program, but because of their support for international terrorism, was thrown in at the end, and we actually, even on that issue, conceded to the Iranians. The Iranians kept adding new demands because prior ones were given to them, and we kept conceding. Not one of the 6 requirements were met. The inspection regime is a joke. The history of their nuclear program, disclosures thereof, a joke. Arms embargo relief, a joke. There is a lot of spin coming from the administration, and in the absence of knowledge to the contrary, one might be lulled into a false sense of security listening to the spin. We know better. We're here to share the word about the truth of this deal. It's not just a danger to Israel, and people need to remember this. It is very much a danger to us here at home.
So when assuming that the deal is implemented and Congress does not stand against it, what do you predict will happen in the short term in the region and the long term within the international community? What does in a shortly forthcoming nuclear Iran mean for the rest of the world?
First of all, let's look at the best case scenario. Best case scenario, over $100 billion are given to the Iranians. Even now, under the hardest of economic circumstances, they are funding Hezbollah and Hamas and Assad. When they are flush with billions in cash, you have to be a fool to believe they're not going to send even more money and more missiles to Assad and Hezbollah and Hamas. What does that mean? That means in the short run, best case scenario, Israelis and Arabs are going to die because of this deal. Make no mistake about it, Israelis and Arabs will die because of this deal. That's the best case scenario. Worst case scenario, they will actually develop the bomb, which they are allowed to continue researching and developing, and they will use the bomb for the reasons they have already stated, to destroy Israel and America. That's the worst case scenario. I'm not comfortable with either.
So where can we go to see your advocacy work for your group?
CUFI.org, that's for Christians United for Israel.org. Come to our site, give us your email address. We'll give you an easy way to speak to your senators and your congressmen and demand that they do the right thing here and vote down this deal. Congress still has a role to play. The UN's spoken, the Obama administration spoken. It's time for Congress to speak, and Congress has to listen to us. We can change the tide if we all do something and speak out.
All right, this is Jordan Chactal here with David Braugh, Christians United for Israel. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks.